Guys, it's Mark from Hallmark Pool Supplies. How long will my liner last? This is a question I get asked all the time. There are two key factors in determining how long your liner will last, and that is chemicals and housekeeping. It makes no difference if you have an above ground or in ground, vinyl is vinyl. And today, vinyl liner manufacturers are making liners pretty much 20 mil to 27 mil is standard. As far as the standard or the quality, they're all about the same. So let's talk about water chemistry. Water chemistry is very important. Regardless of the chemical or the system that you're on, it is very important to make sure that you have your water balanced. And how do we do so? Take your water to a local pool store and have it analyzed periodically. And as long as you can keep your water balanced, that will help in preserving the life of your liner. So let's talk about chemicals, but before we do so, you guys stick around because at the end of the video, I'm going to share a tip that's definitely going to help preserve and add life to your liner, regardless of what chemicals you're using. But for the first chemical we're going to talk about chlorine. Chlorine is the oldest form of sanitizing a pool. Chlorine is bleaching, it's fading, and the average swimming pool that is on chlorine, the liner will last about 10 to 12 years. It is very important, like I mentioned before, about water balance and water chemistry. For those of you that are on chlorine, if you're using stabilized chlorine, it is very important that we keep our cyanuric level low, because if the cyanuric level gets too high, it becomes acidic, and acid is very corrosive, and that will destroy a liner much quicker. So make sure that we always maintain perfect balance. And if you are using chlorine, like I said, 10 to 12 years is the average life. Moving forward, we will go into systems such as ionization, ozone, UV, oxygen, just to name a few. These are all chlorine-based systems. So regardless if you're on one of these systems, you're still using chlorine, you're just using a lot less, which is a plus because that will add life to your liner. So now let's talk about salt. Salt is also a chlorine-based system. We're actually generating or making chlorine from the salt. And as you know, salt is very corrosive. Talk to anybody that lives far up north or lives at the beach, and they'll talk to you about how corrosive salt is. Well, it's no different on your vinyl liner. So the average life of a liner in a salt-treated pool is about 6 to 8 years. Another common sanitizer people use is biguanide, which is a chlorine-free product, such as Baquacil. There are other manufacturers that do make biguanide chemicals, such as Soft Swim and Revacil, to name a few. But with Baquacil, the average liner in a swimming pool will last 15 years plus. So these numbers that I've talked about are based on an average. Now, I have seen customers with chlorine or salt pools go much longer than their average life, and I've seen people on Baquacil replace liners much sooner than their average life. And why is that? It's called housekeeping. And what I'd like to do is take you outside and explain and show you a few things that we can do in housekeeping that will add life to your liner regardless of the chemical that you're using. So now I'm out here at my display pool, and I want to share with you some housekeeping tips that's going to help preserve and add life to your liner. But before I do so, I want to remind you guys, if any of you guys have those difficult questions or you get stuck in a situation and you need help, check out my Patreon page where you'll be able to book one-on-one phone sessions where I will be able to help you and work with you and give you a more tailored response to these questions that you may have. So now let's take a look at some general housekeeping. And what do I mean by that? You want to get yourself a soft abrasive sponge like you see here. We're going to wet it. And then you want to get you some surface cleaner. It's also known as tile or vinyl cleaner. Most pool stores sell this. And what we want to do is we want to put it on our sponge, like so. And we want to clean the water line at and above. And we want to do this all the way around. And that is going to clean the vinyl. The vinyl needs to breathe. In time, the liner gets dirty, you get a lot of buildup, the liner will suffocate, it can't breathe, and then what we get is dry rot. And then when dry rot occurs, we are getting cracks or splits or tears at or above the water level, and then we have to make repairs because your liner at this point will be damaged. And for those of you that need liner samples or liner material, if you have a rip or a tear at the water level or even a hole in the bottom of the pool, I did make a video in regards to patching your pool, the ultimate patch, the invisible patch, and I will post a link down below so you guys can check it out. And this way, when you make that patch or that repair, you won't see it. So it's a good video to check out if you guys need that. And since I've made that video, I've helped hundreds of people all across the United States, sending out liner samples and material for them so that they could patch their liner and match it to their pattern. So since doing this, I have noticed that the majority of liner fails are at or above the water level, and it's due to lack of cleaning. If you clean and don't make work out of it, clean it every other month, clean it while you're in the pool. But if you do this, it will extend the life of your liner greatly. So hopefully you guys found this video to be helpful. And like I said before, for those of you that have those tough or difficult pool related questions, check out my Patreon page. I also want to thank all my subscribers, and if you're new to the channel, definitely hit like and subscribe for future content. Definitely comment down below. I would love to hear from you guys in regards to where you live, what kind of chemicals you use, and if you did recently change your liner, how long did it last? Don't forget us on Hallmark Pool Supplies for all your pool needs. My name is Mark. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next video.